This little light of mine,
I'm gonna let it shine,
let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
I'm Bishop William Byrne, inviting you to radiate the light of Christ by making a gift to the annual Catholic Appeal. The ministries and agencies supported with your generosity help thousands of our neighbors throughout Western Massachusetts. On behalf of the people we serve, thank you. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Coming up on this edition of Reel to Reel.
Holy Cross constructs a beautiful display to remember lost loved ones. I'm Carolee McGrath. I'll have the story coming up.
I'm Nick Morganelli. I'll introduce you to a Pope Francis Preparatory School athlete who has even greater aspirations for success.
And 4 men have taken one step closer to becoming permanent deacons as they are installed as lectors and acolytes. These stories are coming your way next on Reel to Reel. Hello and welcome to Reel to Reel. 4 men from the Diocese of Springfield are one step closer to becoming permanent deacons. Last Saturday morning, the diaconate class of 2025 gathered at St. Michael's Cathedral as Bishop William Byrne presided over the institution of lector and acolyte, an important step in their journey to ordination. Joined by family and friends, 4 men moved from being diaconate candidates to their formal installation as lectors and acolytes, completing another important milestone in their formation and allowing them to serve as ministers of the Word and serving at the altar. The diaconate candidates who became lectors and acolytes are Greg St. Ange of St. Anne Parish in Chicopee, Jesus Petraza of St. Anthony of Padua in Chicopee, Kevin Kresak of Holy Trinity and Saints Peter and Casimir in Westfield, and Nelson Roja of Blessed Sacrament in Springfield.
Each step moving closer and closer and closer to the altar, if you will. Although many of them have been reading at Mass and serving at the altar since they were boys, this is really an official acclamation of the Church, having them take this official role.
This step is part of the 5-year diaconate program. The 4 men have been in formation since 2019.
They'll continue to do the kind of things that they're doing, but they move closer to God in their relationship with Him through this rite, as well as getting up and proclaiming the Word in a different way. They still can't proclaim the gospel, however, they can do reflections now within their parish communities during the end of the Mass or in a benediction.
During the institution of lectors, the bishop gave each candidate the Bible as he instructed them to be faithful in handing the Word of God so that it may grow strong in the hearts of his people. The men were then vested in a white alb, a symbol of the Christian baptismal robe. The bishop then addressed the candidates and invited the congregation to pray for them. Each was given a vessel with the bread to be consecrated, as the bishop instructed them to make your life worthy of your service at the table of the Lord and of His church. For Greg St. Ange, this journey toward becoming a deacon has strengthened his faith and deepened his knowledge.
It's really been extraordinary for me. Right now we're taking a class on the 7 sacraments, sacramental theology, so, and I'm still learning, and there's still a lot more to learn. And just growing in the faith and growing in the knowledge of our faith, it's a blessing. It really is.
Following the Mass, family and friends gathered for a reception in the Bishop Marshall Center to celebrate. And we wish these men our best as they continue their formation. The word vocation means call, and Catholics believe God calls everyone to fulfill a vocation in the Church, both for their own faith journey and the good of the entire body of Christ. This weekend, dioceses across the country will mark Vocations Awareness Week. Each year during this time, Catholic organizations, schools, and parish communities sponsor events and provide different resources to raise awareness for vocations. And who better to talk about this week and give us insight than our own bishop, Bishop William Byrne. Hello, Bishop Byrne. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Sharon, and it's great to be with you.
Pope Francis, during the World Day for Prayer for Vocations back in late April, talked about God's call that involves grace as well as commitment.
Yeah, that's the gift that we receive, the grace that we have, then calls us and compels us to make a commitment with our lives, to hear, not just hear the word, but to live it.
We can all agree that praying for vocations is important and necessary. What else can we as parents, grandparents, and other adults do to foster vocations in young people?
I think, Sharon, they need to talk it up. Go bring your daughters to the Dominican monastery, or to meet some sisters over in Holyoke at the Franciscan missionaries, to encounter them up in Tyringham, and then also to talk to your sons about the great gift of the priesthood. So the answer to that question is tell them to talk it up.
And if someone feels as though God may be calling them, what should they do?
Well, the first place to start would be to call our vocations office. And if you're thinking about a priesthood, then reach out to Father Reardon. But even if you're a young woman and you're not sure how to connect, Father can help you do that with the different religious communities, both here and elsewhere.
All right, Bishop Byrne, as always, thanks for your insight. And again, Vocations Awareness Week is this week, November 5th to the 11th.
Thank you, Sharon. God bless.
This past week, we celebrated the solemnity of All Saints' Day on November 1st, followed by the commemoration of All Souls' Day on November 2nd. Two very special days in the church calendar. In fact, throughout November, we remember our loved ones who have passed away. At Holy Cross Parish in Springfield, they've constructed a very special shelf where pictures of departed loved ones will be displayed throughout the entire month. Carolee McGrath has more.
People gathered for the All Saints' Day Mass at Holy Cross Parish in Springfield. All Saints' Day is followed by All Souls, a day in which we remember our departed loved ones in purgatory. In fact, the Catholic Church sets aside the entire month of November to remember those who have passed away. At Holy Cross, a visible memorial is set up right on the altar. Father Quinn Tran is the parish administrator.
November is the month to remember all our dear ones who passed away. To put in front of the altar, I think it means a lot of people. First, I encourage the people to come to the church to pray for them. And this one also remind them of them. So that's why I put over there, to remember each Mass.
The display shelves were custom built and then stained to match the decor of the church.
In the Vietnamese tradition, it doesn't matter what religion you are, even you are Buddhist, you are work ancestor worship, or you are Catholic, we always have the altar right in the house. And that we put our loved one there, and when we pray to God and remember them daily, and my family, each night we sit together and pray. The people from the parish, they love it. When I mention that, and they really love it. I think tomorrow you can see more photo over there.
Greg Swanson, whose mother passed away in 2015, paid for the construction of the shelves. His mother was close to Father Quinn, who at the time was the pastor of St. Paul's Parish in Springfield.
He ministered through the last couple of years of my mother's life. He would visit with her and pray with her, and she found relief with everything he said.
Father Quinn constructed a similar display when he was the pastor at St. Paul's Parish in Springfield, and that tradition continues today. In addition, here at Holy Cross, a Mass of Remembrance will be held on November 8th. Other parishes remember those who have died with special masses or a book of remembrance. Pope Francis High School is placing the names of the departed in a basket at the altar of their chapel to be remembered at every Mass. Father Quinn says this gesture is a powerful message for the entire church.
The saints, we know that they are with God, but also, and particularly our loved one over here, I believe somehow that they are with God, but we somehow all know that the loved one we are with God, but we still keep praying for them.
And Father Quinn hopes to encourage everyone to continue to pray for their lost loved ones so that they may know the fullness of Christ. Reporting for Reel to Reel in Springfield, I'm Carolee McGrath.
What a nice way to remember all of our faithful departed loved ones during this month of All Souls. And still to come on Reel to Reel, Nick Morganelli will introduce us to a three-sport scholar athlete at Pope Francis High School. And it's been a banner year for the Pope Francis girls soccer team. Steve Kiltonic will fill us in on how this year's team has become one of the best in the state. It's all still to come on Reel to Reel.
Like Catholic TV on Facebook. Once you're there, you can join in on discussions, make friends with other Catholic TV fans, watch behind-the-scenes videos from the studio,
just finished this today,
and stay up to date with the Catholic world. All this at facebook.com/CatholicTV.
On our life's journey, as we seek purpose and connection, we are called to place our faith and trust in something greater than our own understanding. We are called by someone who already loves us and offers himself to us. Jesus Christ. His body, given daily. His blood, poured out for us. We never journey alone in life. Through the Eucharist, we encounter his real presence and others who share our faith. Together, we become one with him in his very flesh. And when we bring his presence out into the world, we can be light for others. This is the gospel call: to make disciples of all nations, laying down our lives for others. The time is now to unite our hearts with his for the life of the world.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
I'm Bishop William Byrne, inviting you to radiate the light of Christ by making a gift to the annual Catholic Appeal. The ministries and agencies supported with your generosity help thousands of our neighbors throughout Western Massachusetts. The annual Catholic Appeal unites us in the mission to help meet the physical, spiritual, and sacramental needs of our brothers and sisters and to grow our church. Please donate to the annual Catholic Appeal. Join me in radiating the light of Christ and be a force for hope and love in the world. On behalf of the people we serve, thank you.
Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
You are watching Reel to Reel, your window on the world around you. Here again is your Reel to Reel host, Sharon Rulier.
The Vedavelli family of West Springfield, parishioners of St. Thomas the Apostle Parish, are all athletes. Cameron, now a college freshman, scored more than 1,000 career basketball points while at Pope Francis Preparatory School and made his mark on the baseball diamond and soccer field as well. Now his younger brother Ryan is on the move. Nick Morganelli introduces us to him and his parents and takes us to their final soccer game of the season.
This Pope Francis Preparatory High School athlete is a rising star.
Ryan is very fast, very strong, and for the amount of soccer that he does play, which is 3 months a year, he is surprisingly technical, good on the ball.
I'd say I'm the fastest, but he's up there. He doesn't say much, but he doesn't have to, because what he does, you can kind of just look at him you kind of already know what like vibe he's giving off. He doesn't have to raise his hand yet. He doesn't have to do anything. I just see by his body positioning. It's like he either wants to do his feet, he either wants it in, or he's like looking somewhere else to tell me where to play it.
He's hardworking. He helps us. He brings us up. He leads us. Us playing, if like we're flat, he helps us see it. He says, guys, let's go.
1, 2, 3, go! And Ryan has a nickname.
Yeah, I call him Vito. But
Vito.
Vito, yeah. Everyone calls him Vito.
A three-sport athlete playing soccer this fall, Vito will play basketball next and baseball in the spring, but he has a favorite.
I played hockey growing up too, so it was hockey and basketball, and I chose basketball over hockey. I mean, it was a tough decision.
He may be following Cameron, his older brother's lead, who was all Western Mass in his senior year at Pope Francis High School last year, but is there a sibling rivalry that motivates him?
Yeah, I guess so. You could say in basketball, I'm trying to like score more points than him, just to like, have a little kind of like something to say. My parents were both like college athletes growing up, so I mean, kind of genetics goes to me a little bit, me and my brother.
His parents feel blessed and have encouraged both of their boys to play sports.
To have both of them play together for at least 2 years, it's very rare, especially at the varsity level. It was a great experience. Sarah did play 3 sports in high school. I played multiple sports as well. Playing year-round different sports keeps it fresh, keeps it interesting, and you're constantly challenging yourself.
This Vitavelli family mindset seems to carry into Ryan's character as a Christian young man.
He's a leader. He likes to on the court, on the field, in the baseball field. He excels at just doing what he loves to do.
I've never seen him showboat, and luckily he takes academics as serious as he does the athletics.
He does homework on the weekends between basketball and school. He gets the work done. We go to St. Thomas in West Springfield. He was in Catholic school from preschool to 5th grade. He helps out with the after school program when his schedule allows. He's involved in the Key Club. He's also involved in the Special Olympics. He is what they call a SOAR member, so when students are coming to visit the school or different community events, he's able to be a leader and show them around the school.
Aside from athletic ability, there are qualities that bring the athlete and the team success, and it all starts with keeping your head in the game.
We've had that goal since freshman year. Obviously, we wanted to win a state championship freshman year. We were close. We made Elite 8 freshman and sophomore year, actually. We were very close. I want to think about things that would help my team get better and myself, too, individually. Before every game, obviously, we always pray the Hail Mary, and it just helps me focus in with God and just focus on the aspect and understand that He's always with me and He'll protect me throughout the whole game. It just helps me.
This year's soccer captain believes Vito may be selected as captain next year.
We don't go by who's the best, although he is very good. We go by those guys that bring character, those guys that are just going to lead by example and bring everyone else up.
He's a humble guy. I wouldn't say that he is necessarily a vocal leader, but he's always led by example.
Now, a goalie in any sport is unique, and when Coach Richards said this, I was amazed.
Give him 2 weeks, I think he'd be an all-Western Mass goalie, that's for sure. He listens, he's very coachable, and wherever I put him, he's going to try his best, and he tries his best from minute 1 to minute 80, and that's all I can ask from him, and he excels wherever I put him.
Their Western Mass quarterfinals game on Friday, October 27th featured an incredible comeback, and Vito played a big part in that. The Cardinals were down 3-1 at halftime after Ryan Vitavelli scored on a penalty kick. The Spartans returned with another goal, and Pope found themselves down 3 goals once again. But they dominated most of the play with multiple chances, and the next point was for the Cardinals once again on a penalty kick, and Vito got the job done for the second time. A short while later, the Vito adrenaline likely pushed him for his 3rd goal on a strong kick into the net, bringing the Cardinals to within 1. Then, with under a minute in regulation, They got their tying goal in front of the net on a kick from Nick Diaz. Double overtime featured chances for both teams, and the emotional roller coaster ended with a shot on net, a rebound, and a second shot that ended the game with 27 seconds left. The Cardinals won their second and final Western Mass game this week and are currently playing in the state tournament. Let's go Cardinals! Finding passion in sports and faith. For Real to Real, I'm Nick Morganelli.
Cha-cha slide!
Why is the bell?
We'll be looking for Ryan making the plays on the baseball diamond and reaching for triple doubles on the basketball court soon. Meanwhile, the Pope Francis girls soccer team has enjoyed tremendous success in recent years with several Western Mass divisional and class titles. Now their journey for a first ever state title begins. As Steve Kiltonic explains, the Cardinals rose from obscurity to become one of the best programs in the Commonwealth.
The Pope Francis girls soccer program is one of rags to riches. Prior to 2020, the Cardinals suffered through 5 straight losing seasons. But over the past 3 years, the girls have executed a complete turnaround, losing only 3 regular season games and capturing 3 conference titles. Last year, the Cardinals won their first Class C championship and made the round of 16 in the state tournament. Going into the 2023 season, the expectations were high for Pope to repeat as Western Mass champions and make a deep run in the states. But because of their success in Class C, their Cardinals were moved up a notch to Class B and the Curdy Fielding Division. This fall, Pope played against perennial Class A powers West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, and Chicopee Comp. But during this transition season, not only have the Cardinals competed at the higher level, they have excelled, going 16-1 with 12 shutouts and winning the Class B Conference and Regional crown. For first-year head coach Brent Dillard and assistant Jen Termel, this year was no surprise.
When I was watching the team from afar the last couple years, they've had some good players coming through, and knowing that there's a lot of great talent that's here right now, it was an easy jump to go to the next level. We decided that we wanted to test the limits to all of them. We want to, what we call is end with a W. We know that the talent that we have here is some of the best talent in the state.
Coach Dillard, who previously coached at the high school level, inherited a seasoned group of 8 seniors, many of whom have played together since they were young and continued year-round on premier teams.
What's really fortunate with our group is every one of our starters play premier futsal outside of the high school. And what that allows is us as coaches, Coach Jen and I, to really dig into the tactics of the game. We don't have to worry about the technique of the ball being bouncing off our players' feet. The ball is at their foot, it's on the ground, we're moving it.
The Cardinals, shown here in their recent Western Mass quarterfinal match against East Hampton, have been ranked #1 in Class B most of the year. Throughout the season, senior co-captains Isabella Meadows, Stephanie Caesar, and Kira Fitzgerald provided the offensive and defensive spark.
Going into the season, knowing we were getting moved up a division, it was definitely like come into every game hard, putting your full effort in so that we can make that next step to winning states.
It's definitely good that we had the opportunity to prove ourselves in a better division, better league, and I feel like we've been doing really well with it.
As the girls explain, team chemistry is an important component in getting the wins.
Probably very tight-knit. Like, we're a very tight-knit group. I would like to describe us as like a family, and honestly, like on and off the field, like it really helps us.
We're definitely very close-knit. Everyone, even outside of soccer, like in school and everything, everyone's talking to each other. Like on and off the field, we're all super close with each other.
When they come out here, there just seems like there's no cliques within the freshmen, sophomore, junior, seniors. It seems like everyone gets along.
One of the main reasons for the Cardinals' success over the past 3 seasons has been Meadows. In a late season game against Chicopee Comp, she became the first Cardinal to reach 200 career points. Meadows' record breaker occurred when she split double coverage and took this pass from Mila Dillard and found the back of the net in Pope's 5-1 victory. Meadows was relieved to have finally reached her elusive 4-year goal.
It just felt like a breath of fresh air because, you know, I've been going through the years, and obviously that's a big milestone, so I was very excited to hit it.
The entire team shared in Meadows' accomplishment. With the season still ongoing, the Yukon-bound senior has 167 career goals and 46 assists.
UConn's going to be lucky to have her. There are forwards and there are goal scorers. Anyone can play up top as a forward. A goal scorer just has that knack to be around the ball at a specific time and place in the game, and that's where she finds herself. And she just doesn't do this at the high school level. She does this at the highest academy level there is for girls in the country. It's just been great all year. I mean, for her, she has been very nice, kind, welcoming to all the younger players, and a player that others want to look up to.
Heading into the Western Mass tournament, the Cardinals received the #1 MIAA Division III Power Ranking, which includes 67 schools from across the state.
Within the state rankings, you have to score 3+ goals or win by 3+ to get the maximum amount of points. So every game we're going out there to score as many points as possible, giving up the least amount of goals as possible every game.
What's even more important is that the Cardinals compete against other Western Mass, Central, and Eastern state schools with a much larger female enrollment. In the quarterfinal playoff at home against East Hampton, the Cardinals take a 5-0 lead at the half and cruise the remainder of the game. Meadows was unstoppable, scoring 6 goals, and the Cardinal defense, led by Caesar, put up a steel curtain to stifle any Eagle attack. At the buzzer, it was another runaway victory, 10-0. In Pope's semifinal against number 4 Hampshire, the Cardinals shut down the Raiders in yet another shutout win, 5-0. Meadows again led the Pope charge with a hat trick, 3 goals, while Jordan Balin and Caesar also found the back of the net. In the regional final on November 1st, the Cardinals played their arch rival, the number 2 ranked 16-1 South Hadley. The two teams split the regular season series. Meadows scored her 40th and 41st goals of the season to lead Pope to a 2-0 win and their second straight regional crown. Coach Dillard gets kudos for the role he played in the team's success.
I feel like with his background, he definitely has a really good sense of the game, which has benefited us throughout every aspect.
He came into the season with his phrase, end with a W, and I feel like that really helps us drive our season because we always think end this game with a W so that we can end states with a W.
As the Cardinals enter the state tournament, word is out among the Central and Eastern state soccer powers that the Cardinals are a force to be reckoned with. With team confidence high, the right mindset, and throw in a little luck, Pope Francis has a good shot to reach the state finals and end the season with a W. For Real to Real, I'm Steve Kiltonic.
The state tournament begins this week, and we'll keep you up to date as the high-flying Cardinals take on teams from across Massachusetts in their quest for a championship. We wish them continued success. And for this week, that's Real to Real. To keep up with all the latest news on the Catholic Church here in Western Massachusetts and beyond, head over to iobserve.org, where we have it all for you, with stories from our Catholic Communications reporting team, along with reporters from our Sunday Visitor. That's iobserve.org. And we are also on Facebook, so you can like us there and follow us at Catholic Communications. We leave you now with some delightful video of the Children's All Saints procession held last Sunday at St. Jerome's Parish in Holyoke. Pastor Father Francis Riley encouraged the youth of the parish to celebrate their favorite saints. As you can see, they accepted this invitation, and how great is that? And I'll see you next week at this same time for Real to Real, your window on the world around you. See you then.
Real to Real is a production of the Catholic Communications Corporation, funded in part by the annual Catholic Appeal, and the support of you, our faithful viewers.